This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today I have another special guest. So, guest, I'll just let you introduce yourself.
Like my name?
Yeah.
Okay. I am Margaret Matolo, but on social media I go by Maggy Matolo.
Yeah, so you can just elaborate on maybe what you do and yeah, what you do.
I do a lot of things. What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
In terms of fitness.
Okay. I lift weights, a lot of weights, heavy weights.
So I just want to know, when did your interest in fitness start?
Oh, a long time ago. So my fitness started off as a body transformation. So I wasn't always lifting heavy weights. 10 years in now, 10 plus years, because I was overweight. I finished my undergraduate when I was really slim and everything. Then out here, I gained a lot of weight. I moved from 65 kilos to 100. I used to oscillate between 102 to 110, depending, for quite some time. So I was overweight for like 2 years. I would start to lose the weight and it never really worked. So yeah, that's how my journey started. It started off as fitness transformation, losing weight. Took me like 3 years to come down to 70 kilos. And then somewhere along the line, I met one of my earliest influences into lifting weights, Peter Obare. He calls himself the drill sergeant. He introduced me to weights in our gym. So yeah, I started lifting weights. And then, you want to know the whole story, or like literally, like chronologically? Is that what you wanted to know?
No. You can just touch on the important things.
Okay. So 2018, 2017, 2018, I changed gyms to another gym. And then in this new gym, I met some people there, some guys that were really lifting weights. And one time, this guy is called Mark Oko. He asked me, do you know about strongman? This was in 2018. There's strongman auditions going on. I think you can do something. I said, what's strongman? So that was back in 2018. I wasn't really interested. I didn't pay attention. But come the following year, he was like, you need to try this thing. You have a lot of potential. So there was a trainer in the gym by the name Abedi. So Abedi took me up and we started working on my squats and my deadlifts. So my debut in strongman was in Nairobi qualifiers for strongman competition, the Kenya Strongest Man, KSM, it's called KSM. So it was in Alphabet on Gong Road, the competition. And I went there, competed, and I surprised myself by emerging the winner. By then, I didn't know who were the competitors that I was competing against. I actually got to know after the competition that I was competing against an Olympian, the legendary Marcy Obiero. I do not know if you know her. She's legendary in weightlifting. She's a, what do you call them? She's a weightlifter. Yes, she's a weightlifter and she's competed internationally and everything. So I couldn't believe I had actually beaten Mercy Obiero. But yeah, that was my debut. So 2019 to date.
So you have talked about, for you, it started as something maybe weight loss, and I just want to know, in terms of weight loss, and I know you have even faced this. They usually say, like, belly fat is very hard to lose. Like you can work out, you can lose weight, but belly fat is not a joke when it comes to weight loss. So for you, I don't know how your body responded. Was it easy for you to lose belly fat?
Weight loss is all about calorie deficit. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't get right. So that's the reason why you're telling me that people say that losing belly fat is hard. Of course, there's a difference between a woman that has had a child and a woman that has not had a child. So that body transformation will definitely involve different levels of engagement. So, but generally speaking, losing belly fat is about calorie deficit. So in my case, I never really had a huge stomach to start with. I just had general body fat everywhere. So when I lost weight literally everywhere, like from my face all the way everywhere. So I really didn't, but I never got a six pack. Let's be clear. I've never had a six pack. I've never had even have a four pack. I just had one pack, an okay stomach. I would say an okay stomach. Not beach body, but an okay stomach.
So comparing from when you started until now, can you say that females are getting more interested in fitness just from your experience since you started?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, definitely yes. Back in 27, back them years, them Facebook days, I call them Facebook days. A fitness, I remember there was this book that her name was Birisa, somebody. She started this book, this Facebook page called OTPB, Operation Lose Pot Belly. That was the only place that I used to have. Oh, and the Workout 2.0, which is global. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I don't know if those pages still exist. But back then, fitness was just isolated cases, and we didn't have so much platforms that give us fitness and weight loss uh, motivation and tips and everything. But currently, oh, losing weight, going to the gym, lifting weight is the in thing, running. So yeah, things are really different. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yeah, you have answered. And I want to know, like, you have participated in a couple of competitions, and even you have won this competition. So I want to know, like, when you started, were you even looking to win competitions? Or did you even know competitions exist, or were you just passionate? Let me just work out.
No. When I started that, like I just told you, when I went to debut my competition live in KSM, Kenya Strongest Man competition in 2019, I went there to challenge myself and to have fun. I was not expecting to win. So I wasn't even taking myself seriously. So when I started out, I didn't expect to win. So winning gave me the confidence, oh, you can do something. Oh, this is something you can do. So after that competition, I realized that I had a potential in lifting heavy stuff. And I keep telling people, this is fun for me. I do this as a hobby. It's not my career. And it also, I think winning also has to do with the fact that I put in the work during the preparation, because what happens during a competition is not what you do on the day of the competition. What happens is what you do behind the scenes long before you show up for that competition. And I'm all about consistency. I'm all about putting in the work. So I do prepare for competitions as best as I can. And when you put in the work during the competitions, I mean, during the preparation, the results will show when you go out there and you start competing. So I win or I emerge among the best simply because I put in the work during the preparation. And I do have a competitive side, I think. So yeah.
And then as you are talking about these competitions, I would just also like to know, like, what does it take to even win such a competition in terms of preparations? Like, how do you create time in order to pay attention to working out and all of that? And if there are any other preparations you can tell me in terms of maybe nutrition or something like that.
Preparation is literally everything, and it is a lot of work and expensive. So let me start with the time, how I do it. So I have a job. I will not get into that. So I have a career outside fitness. So I have to do my career during 8 to 5 or whatever time that I can do it. And I go to the gym once I finish work, which is in the evening. So I sacrifice my evening. Don't people call it sacrifice, but for me, I would rather be in the gym than come home and watch TV in the evening, to be honest with you. So I think also it works because I don't have a family. So in the evening, I only need to spend time with myself. So I finish work, I go to the gym in the evening, I work out for 2 hours, come home and have my evening, wake up in the morning, go to work or do whatever I need to do to make my money, and then again, repeat. So it's not easy because at the end of the day, I'm usually tired. And this is now where the discipline comes in, where you know you are supposed to do this. So your feelings do not matter most of the time because I have something that I need to do that day. And if I did not do it, then it means I have to prolong, because when we are preparing for competitions, people run different programs, strength programs, or whatever you want to do. Let's say you want to improve on your squats or your deadlift. You just cannot show up in the gym and just hit the squat rack or just start pulling some crazy weights. There needs to be a plan. So when you have a plan that needs to be done between a certain duration, when you miss out a day, when you're not supposed to miss it out, it means that you're prolonging your program or missing out on something. So this programming helps us athletes be consistent even when you are not in the mood to go and train. Of course, there are days that you have to listen to your body. You are fatigued, and you know if you go, you risk injury, or you're not going to do what you're supposed to do. Those special days. So you will have to find a way of making it, but you don't make it a habit of missing out your days. So there's that aspect of programming yourself. You don't miss out your workouts, you don't miss out your sessions, you go and do what you're supposed to do. And then when it comes to nutrition, see, weightlifting, strongman, you know, there's a difference between bodybuilding and weightlifting and stuff, weightlifters. So I'm on a calorie surplus. It means that I'm eating more so that I may fuel my body to be able to do the insane, in quotes, things that I do with my body. So that means I am going to focus more on eating extra calories that ordinarily my body does not need. That's why we have this thing, like right now I'm in my bulk season. The bulk season is when you put on mass so that you can use your mass to lift weights. To gain mass, you fuel. The fuel comes from food. So you have to know your calories and know what you're eating so that you can be able to have the energy to go and lift your weights. So people program themselves differently depending on their day. As I said, I have a career, so I have to be really smart how I put in my meals, because I'm not at home 24/7 to eat, or I'm not seated in an office 24/7 to eat. So I have to be smart about it. So I have to put in my either 3 meals, 4 meals, or 5 meals, depending on how I'm able to do it. And this means that I consume extra carbs, carbohydrates. So carbs is where you get your energy, you know, the proteins, muscle recovery, and everything. So you have to, I do a lot of thought goes into my meals. That's what I'm trying to say. I do a lot of rice because naturally I'm not an ugali person, but when it comes to this weightlifting, you find sometimes you eat even what you don't like. I will sit down and enjoy ugali now. Hata usiku maybe nitakula ugali, and I don't even like ugali. So my feelings don't really matter in this case. So I eat rice, a lot of it. I eat carbs. So you decide. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There is simple carbs and complex carbs. So you have to mix them up. Tubers or processed carbs. Let me just speak simple language. Tubers, the ones that grow underground, and processed, the ones that are packed in the supermarket. That is the simple way I can put it. So tubers, we have ndoma, we have ngwashes, we have yams and stuff. So you have to decide how to distribute that. And then it comes to proteins. I'm not a vegetarian, so I munch a lot of meat. Your beef, chicken, fish. I'm not really grains person because of health issues. So I really do beans and stuff. So if you can do your beans from cereals, that's okay. But I don't do that as often as I should. Then there, you have also to know when to eat your vegetables, because the thing with vegetables is that they are very filling. So if you focus on your vegetables, you'll find that you're full of veggies and you've not eaten your ugali. So you have to be smart about it. Personally, I have discovered that I do well with broccoli, steamed broccoli. It's not so filling, and I know when to eat it. And when I steam it, I avoid the oil that comes with the other veggies, like when you fry sukuma wiki. I don't eat sukuma wiki because of health issues. So I will eat spinach. There's only so much you can do with spinach. You cream it, you steam it. So to avoid those oils, I've discovered that if I eat my broccoli steamed, I get in my vitamins and I'm okay. So there's that aspect of nutrition that you have to be very smart about and know when to space your meals, because you need the energy. So you, like before you go to, there are days that you lift heavy and there are days that you're not lifting heavy. So that comes in also. You have to be smart about that. Then another aspect of preparation is supplements. You can get all your nutrition from food. Supplements are just to give you the extra push. So when it comes to athletes, we have what we call the natural athletes and the ones that use PEDs, performance enhancement drugs. It's all about personal choices, and they're illegal anyway. It's all about personal choices, because in the strongman life, PEDs and those enhancement things for whatever, steroids, let me call them by what they are called, the steroids, they are used, they're illegal, but they're in usage. I made the choice not to use them because it's a personal choice. But I do use supplements, and this, when I talk of supplements, I mean creatine. People use different types of creatine. So you find the creatine that works best for you. There is, if you're not getting enough fuel from food, you can buy protein supplements. You can buy vitamins. I do use vitamins because even if I was not weightlifting, I would still take my vitamins, honestly. So there is the creatine that I use. I use my vitamins. What do you call it? I use recovery supplements, the BCAAs and stuff. So I stick to my supplements depending on what I'm looking to achieve from the supplements. But supplements can never replace food, because it is fuel that you need and fuel you need from food. And the aspect that the supplements are quite expensive. So it's all about that. So preparation is expensive, to be honest with you. As you've heard, you have to eat a lot of food, you have to buy supplements, and you have to pay for the gym and accessories, because lifting has accessories. You need to have a good belt, weightlifting belt. You need to have, if you need to use your wrists, wrist wraps. There is the thing for the elbows, elbow sleeves. That is the shoulder, things for the knees. Yeah, you have to also invest in that. And you have to invest in rollers, because you cannot always rely on gym staff. So you need to have your own mini gym.
Yeah, so even as we are finishing up, I just want to know maybe the most important lesson that you have learned since you started until now. You have a couple of awards. I just want to know important lessons that you have learned over time.
What kind of lessons? Like, you have to be more specific.
Yeah, just in terms of fitness, maybe an advice for those who are willing to start. Maybe you can just tell them what to look out for and what to do in order to maybe achieve their goal in fitness.
Okay, I now understand you. So you have to understand your goal. What is your goal when you're going into this journey? Are you going to gain weight? Are you looking to gain muscle, to lose weight, to gain weight? Because people have different needs. Not everybody that goes to the gym is overweight. Are you going to the gym to find strength? Because some people feel they are weak and they need to grow stronger. Are you going to the gym to look for muscles? So you have to be very clear on what it is that you're looking for when you join the fitness journey. And make sure that the person that is helping you understands your needs and is giving you workouts or nutrition that is going to help you achieve the things that you're looking for when you go to the gym. The person that is helping you can only help you. You are the one that is going to do the bulk of the work. The bulk of the work is about discipline, consistency, consistency. That's it. Even when you're not in the mood to go, you have to remember that if I don't make this a habit, the results are not going to come. The results come from a continued, what do you call it? It's a continuous process that is going to give you the results. If you do it in a staggering way, like today you're here, today you're not there, you're not going to get the results. So once you achieve that, the consistency, the results will come in. For anybody that is looking to do competitive sports, it comes at a price. So you must be able to understand that you cannot have it all. Like social life is going to take us backseat. Because when you're supposed to be doing your social life, you want to be recovering. Recovery is one of the most important things when you're lifting weights. Because if you don't recover, then you're not going to be able to do your next sessions. So anybody that is looking to do competitive sports must contend with the fact that you are going to have to make sacrifices. And also, if you're looking to do competitive sports, either weightlifting, there's powerlifting, there's strongman, there's bodybuilding, you need to invest. And it doesn't mean that when you invest, that money will come back. Look, like the money I win in competitions, it's not even enough to cover the money that I invest in my preparation and everything that I do. So you have to understand Kenya. When you do this in Kenya, you're just doing it as a hobby. It's not going to sustain you. It cannot pay your rent. It can't feed you. So you have to be very smart about it. It's unfortunate that Kenya doesn't consider weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding as a thing that can be a career. It's really unfortunate, but that's the reality on the ground. So if you're looking to do that, just know that you will need to have a job and you can only do this as a side gig.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. I'm very grateful.
Thank you for having me. Bye. All right.